Hello folks, this is Paul with Online Business Pro Solutions, and today we're going to talk about PLR, but specifically why I feel PLR is bad for startups. Now, I'm going to try and make this fairly short and sweet, which I know by now if you've been following me you're not used to, so I'm going to jump right on into this. Particularly if you are marketing online and dealing with digital products, but this really stands true for just about any business where you might consider using PLR. There are two primary attributes or assets that you have that can set you apart from the rest of the pack, from the competition. Number one is the value of the content that you're providing, or the value of the product that you provide. So many people try to just sell shiny objects. You've heard of that. They run through their lists, they burn out their lists, and then they generate new lists. One, that's a very tedious, rough way to go when it comes to business. Two, it's so unethical. It just isn't for you. It definitely isn't for me. So don't spare expense when you're putting together the content, the products. You want to answer all the questions. You want to provide the best solutions for your tribe, for the people that are following you, that are subscribing to you. Okay? So the power you have with your content is critical. It's very important. It is primarily, when you're dealing with digital products, it is your product. Okay? The second asset, or the second attribute that sets you apart, is your voice. Okay, your voice is your identity. Your voice, your identity, are your brand. That's what makes you unique. Your voice is really your perspective. That culmination of experiences in your life that brought you to this point, the wisdom from hindsight that you learned engaging in the world, your spin on every subject. That's what makes you unique. And that's what separates you from the pack. And when you're looking in terms of content, this also goes toward the value of the product itself. I watch YouTube now like I were a teenager. Okay, I'm constantly watching videos on YouTube, but they're primarily videos that are involved in our industry, okay, that they tie in with what we're doing. And there are people out there, and some of them I actually know, that they put together really good content. They tell a pretty good story. It's lined up really well. In my heart of hearts, I know, because I'm sharing this same kind of content, they're doing a good job. But this is terrible to say, but I can't stand them. I don't like them. I don't like their over-the-top approach, possibly, or I don't know. I can't always put my thumb on what it is that I don't like, but they do not resonate with me. Consequently, the value of their products, even though I know there is value to their products, but their value to me is virtually zero. Because I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to pay attention. So I'm not going to get much out of it. Now, on the other hand, there are some... There's going to be some out there that, they're, maybe like me. They ramble, they digress, they jump from one subject to another, maybe a little more often than what they should. maybe get off point now and then, but I like them. Somehow I can relate to them. Somehow I feel comfortable with them. It's more like talking to a good old family friend or a relative that you really like. I'm going to get something out of that. I'm going to learn because I'm going to listen. And I'm going to retain a lot more of that information. So when you use PLR, you're using other people's material. And if you do what most of these marketers try and convince you to do, you just change the name to protect the not so innocent, change the e-cover and just throw it out there like it's yours. It's not yours. It's not your voice. So you're going to lose precious time, because the reality is you want to find the people whose voice, who your voice resonates with. You want to find the people that gravitate toward your voice, toward your unique perspective, toward your unique spin that makes your products unique and valuable. You can't find your voice if you don't do the work. If you're a blogger, you need to journal, you need to write articles, you need to write ebooks, you need to write anything and everything, reports, etc., etc. If you're making videos, you have a YouTube channel such as this, you need to keep making videos. You need to churn out videos, whatever types they are. You just need to jump in, dive in, and start putting out videos. And what happens is, over time, you start to get comfortable in your own skin. You start to hear your own voice. You start to discover your own voice. And when you do, there's sort of a sweet spot there. You'll know it. You'll feel it. So will the audience out there. And once again, that voice is your brand. That is who you are. You don't have to own mass quantities of the market. Okay? I guarantee you there are enough people out there in the world watching YouTube, doing searches on Google, reading blogs. They will find you. It's not the size of your list that counts, it's the quality of the list. And if you're using somebody else's voice, if you're confusing people, and if you're using lots of PLR, they're never going to figure you out, because it sounds like a whole bunch of different people. So once again, the value of the content is a critical aspect, an asset, an attribute that's going to separate you from the pack. And even more importantly, all tied together with that, is your voice. You have to find your voice. And when you start out using PLR, you completely stop that process. You aren't going to discover your voice nearly as quickly as you should, which means you're holding the success of your business back. That's why I don't recommend PLR for newbies, for people starting out. Possibly once you're further in, established, you can look at some PLR. It might save you a little bit of time here and there. But truthfully, by that time, you've probably got your system down to the point that you can create content rather quickly without it anyhow. So I'm going to segue into it's going to sound hokey, but I'm going to call it a mantra. This is homework. And I know it sounds hokey, but I'm telling you, this works. You should do this. I would recommend you do this maybe in the morning when you first get up, maybe once again at night before you go to bed. I want you to look in the mirror if you can. If you have access to a mirror, look in the mirror and repeat the mantra that is going to follow this little set here. Okay, I'm going to skip over to that in just a second. I want you to, and I'm also going to leave copies of it down below. All right. Do this. This will help you. But once again, before you decide to go out and purchase PLR and take shortcuts, realize that those shortcuts could literally completely stop all progress for your online business. And actually, you're going to lose credibility. If you've made any progress at all, and maybe people are starting to resonate with, your voice is resonating with them, you're going to lose all credibility. You're going to confuse them, and you're going to lose them. All right, folks. I'll be back after this next little segment. I am special. I am one of a kind. I have opinions and perspectives that are unique and that matter. I have a story that needs to be shared. I have a voice that needs to be heard. I choose right now to share my story and my voice with the world. Okay, folks, that is a wrap. Please, please, please don't forget to do that mantra. I know it sounds hokey, but I'm telling you, it will work. It can be very, very effective. Sometimes it's the simple things that make the difference between success and failure. Okay, you have to make choices, and I'm telling you, it's a good choice to make. But if you decide you want to continue using PLR, regardless of what I say, I get it. That's okay. That is your choice. I would prefer that you try and do it the right way, though. So I will continue this series regarding PLR, and I'm going to show you, I've already shown you, basically I've discussed what is PLR and do you need it. Of course, you know my opinion, but I also recommended 7 particular sources for PLR if you decide you want to use it. Now, what I'm going to start doing is providing some tutorials that are going to help you actually use the PLR that you buy into creating content and creating products. Okay, so do me a favor, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, but more important, subscribe. Definitely ring that bell so you get notified as soon as these new videos come up and get uploaded. And as I keep saying, if you are serious and you want to start right now on your journey to online business success, you've been having problems, you're just getting started, or you've been in the business for a while and meeting very limited success, do yourself a favor, click on the link below that says Online Business Pro Solutions, and you're going to get free access to the action plan that I use, the blueprint for my online business success. Folks, thank you so much for listening. You have a great night. You have a great week. I'll catch you in the next video.